Welcome back to the pod, girls. Now, you've fucked everything up depending how dramatic you are as a personality. I know for a fact I'll be eating a lot more than usual. It's not fat. You've blown up like a bag of fucking walkers. Day 4 on holiday, you've not had a poo yet. Welcome back to the pod, girls. Now, firstly, I feel like an utter wanker holding this microphone here, but I've done a few tests and the quality is just better than when it's tucked into my jersey. So I am going to work on that. This is not going to be a thing just this week. Today's episode of the pod is all about holiday hacks, what we can do to go on holiday, make sure we have a bloody good time, enjoy every minute, without food guilt, without missing out, without feeling like we have to hit the fuck it button, coming back, getting back to normal, and not feeling like a fucking slug. You know what I mean. You know that you can make progress with your health, your fitness, wellness, whatever you want to call it, right? You feel like you're making progress. You go on holiday and then you come back feeling sluggish, bloated, disappointed, maybe feel like you've took a big step backwards, you've fucked everything up, depending how dramatic you are as a personality. And firstly, it's not true. We need to zoom out. But secondly, I need to give you some actual practical tips, tools, things you can do to make sure that you have a bloody good holiday, but come back feeling great, just getting back to your new normal routine. So, I am actually off on holiday this weekend. Bragging completely. I hope you're jealous. And when this pod goes out, I'll be away. I'll be at sea. I'm going cruising for the first time. So I know for a fact I'll be eating a lot more than usual, drinking a lot more than usual, and not coming home feeling like a piece of shit. I know it. I'm confident. So I'm going to share my top tips with you. So the first thing I would do if I was you and I was being dramatic is remind myself that there are 52 weeks in a year. Most of us get to go away for what? 4 of them if we are super privileged and lucky. So the holiday was never the problem, was it? Let's be honest. Your behaviour during those 4 weeks is not the issue. It's your behaviour the rest of the time, i.e. the panicking and restriction in the run-up to the holiday, doing stupid shit to try and make your body weigh less, so that when you go away, it's like you're going full-on Hindu style. You're like, fuck it, I can have everything. Then there's the behaviour when you get back, that, you land on a Thursday, but you keep making dickhead decisions until starting again Monday, rather than just getting back to normal routine on Friday morning. It's your behaviours most of the time that impact how your body looks, how it feels, not your behaviours some of the time. So in terms of tips when we're actually away, what can we do? Something I do every single morning on holiday is I go for a big walk. Usually at least an hour, because I'm not under a time restraint like at home. I'm not rushing to get stuff done before I can get back to start work. Got all the time in the world. It's a luxury. So I usually go for a wander, about an hour in the morning. Doesn't matter then if I want to be a lazy bitch and sit on my ass for the rest of the day, because I've got a decent walk in when I got up first thing in the morning. So that's the first thing I do. I usually wander and find a decent brew. Then I'll head off to breakfast. And I commit to giving my body some of what it needs, followed by whatever it wants. So that means I might start the breakfast buffet with fruit and natural yogurt, vitamins and minerals, bit of goodness and protein to keep me feeling full. I might start the breakfast buffet with an omelette with some veggies in it. Same principle applies. Then, when I've taken the edge off my hunger, when I've ticked those what my body needs to feel well boxes, I then have a bit of what I want. Bit of pastry, sometimes a bit of random cheese and bread for breakfast, whatever it is that my body wants. That is then a principle that I take into any setting like that, like an all-inclusive buffet kind of setting. It's not a good idea to go in starving and start with things like pastries. You are far more likely to overeat. So start by giving your body some of what it needs first, then some of what it wants. One of the other things I do, get my steps in the morning. Have a bit of a guideline when I go to breakfast buffets. Drink loads of water through the day. I make sure I'm hydrated. Now, I know that sounds really bloody obvious, but whether you feel sweaty or not, you will be sweating. You'll be losing salt. When we're talking about bloating, like the kind of bloating we get on the plane, Some of it is obviously to do with compression, as in, like, you've seen what a bag of crisps looks like on a plane. That is what your body looks like when you're on a plane. It's not fat. You've blown up like a bag of fucking Walkers. But some of it is also dehydration. We lose a lot of water in the air. So as soon as I'm off that plane, I'm absolutely chugging it. And I do it all day to keep me hydrated, to help with having a poo. Because if you're like me and you don't drink enough water, you know, it's day 4 on holiday, you've not had a poo yet. So obviously, again, you're going to feel bloated. So I make sure that I'm guzzling water all day. There is always a bottle in my bag when I'm out and about. Other things that I do on holiday to make sure I don't come home feeling like a bloated slug. I choose my indulgences. What do I mean by that? Well, I don't just say, fuck it, I'm on holiday. I don't just say yes to absolutely everything, whether I actually want it or not. I stop and I pause and I ask myself, do I want this thing? And if I do wholeheartedly want it, I choose that indulgence and I go tits deep. I go all in. I'm going to enjoy every bite guilt-free. But I'm not just going to eat shit because it's there, because it's all inclusive or because the kids are having it. I have to actually ask myself, do I want this thing? And then absolutely enjoy it if the answer is yes. Another little line that I use, and I always dish this one out to my coaching clients: compromise over sacrifice. Now, I love a pina colada. Pina coladas are about 300-400 calories a glass. So if I was to sit and drink them all day or all night or both, I am going to feel that. I am going to gain body fat. I am going to feel sluggish, bloated, because that's like having a meal in a glass. If I have 5 or 6 of them, guess what? That is going to add up over time. Now, a sacrifice would be saying I can't have pina colada because I don't want to gain any fat on holiday. Life's too fucking short. Who would do that? But can I compromise? Absolutely. So I allow myself to have like 2 pina coladas and then I move on to something else that's less calorie dense. Something that I can drink many more of without feeling like, you know, thousands of calories have been consumed in one sitting. So compromise over sacrifice, girls. Another example of compromise over sacrifice: if I want the really creamy carbonara, I will have it. I'm going to enjoy it. But what I might do to compromise is also fill my plate with like a big local salad, loads of local veg, instead of opting for like chips or cheesy garlic bread. So I'm not sacrificing, I'm not picking some shit off the menu that I don't want because it's low calorie. I'm picking exactly what I want, but I'm going, how could I compromise if my goals include moving forward with either losing body fat or just maintaining or feeling well in your body? These types of behaviours are the ones that help us maintain bodies we're comfortable in all year round, so that we're not constantly going up and down, yo-yoing, restricting before a holiday, binging when we're on it. So these are all things that you can take with you in your suitcase the next time you're going on holiday if you want to enjoy yourself. Obviously not even thinking about tracking calories or stressing that you can have this and you can't have that. But coming home, feeling like yourself, ready to get back to normal, like you pressed pause, but you didn't take a step back. Last tip for you girls, something I usually do when I'm waiting around on travel day coming home. I jump on my phone, I do a little plan for shopping for the next 5 or 6 days, high protein, loads of fruits, loads of veggies, all my usuals, and I do an online shop that gets delivered or picked up the day we get home. Doesn't matter if I get home on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not waiting till Monday to get back to my normal behaviours, because it's not about being on a diet or off a diet, on a wagon or off a wagon. It's about building a diet that fits into your life for the rest of your life. It's about changing your definition of the new normal. Because remember, your body, how it looks, how it feels, is an average of your behaviours. It's what you're doing most of the time, not some of the time. I hope this has been useful, girls. I hope it's been simple. I hope it's been straight to the point. I hope you can implement it and feel better. Go and enjoy your holiday without a care in the fucking world. And if you've enjoyed it, if you enjoyed this simple style, please hit subscribe and join my little YouTube community. Ta-ra!